scores and ratings, because each time you're completing these chapters, there's a lot of factors of, you know, what was possible during the chapter, how did you complete it, was it, you know, the way Michael Myers should have completed it, or how he's best known for, and then giving you a rating that you can continually improve on and get better at, all in kind of the idea, like I said, of really training the player to understand the ins and outs of Michael's nuance, so that when it comes to a multiplayer approach, it's not as daunting of an experience.
Facts. I'm
There's a
about to
little
go to
bit
play
more
with single player first.
that you're able to learn from this, and as well as having that, you know, the cinematic experience that goes along with it. So we're quite excited.
Yeah, and as we've showcased at this stage, Michael's kit is very diverse. He has a lot of tools at his disposal, and some of those tools are very unique to this game. And so, yeah, that story mode also kind of reinforces like the introduction to all those skills and how to use them. And I think that'll be really exciting, so players can go into the multiplayer experience with a good understanding of how to be the best Michael they can be.
Yep.
One other thing I did want to call out, that in addition to the single player story mode, players will be able to go into single player matches as Michael as well. So you can, again, further hone your skills, further get some practice, and murder as many residents as you possibly can imagine. So in addition to playing as Michael Myers in the single player story mode, our single player story mode also features our cast of new, original, and returning legacy characters. They will be featured in
It's
here.
Lori in
and I
here.
did want to give a quick recap for those unaware of the amount of characters that we've showcased so far. But earlier this year, we started kind of introducing our community to these civilians, starting with the heroes of Haddonfield here. We have Tanya Harrison on the left, Rachel Callahan, Thomas Armitage, Jennifer Aarons, and Marcus Navarro. After that, we introduced players to our boy Eric Dunn, the loyal Nichols Hardware employee, ahead of our single-player trailer. And most recently,
Please, Lori.
confirmed that Bob Sims, Linda Vanderklok, Laurie Strode, and Annie Brackett would also be heading
playable
to this game,
characters.
with some exciting reimagined designs. So
They
we
gonna
have
be fun.
10 playable characters confirmed for the standard edition on day one, which is pretty awesome. All 10 of these characters will be featured in the game's single player story mode. And if you splurge and get the digital deluxe edition, we have also confirmed that Richard Hawthorne and Alexis Purcell will be available on day one as well, bringing that roster to 12. 12 characters. Jordan.
Damn, you get 12 characters.
That's a lot of characters here.
That's fine with me.
What
That
are the
means
team's
more characters
hopes
to level
and
up.
goals with launching the game with this roster?
Well, there's definitely kind of two approaches. Like, obviously, when we first started the project, we realized how crucial this was as part of this type of experience. We've always seen there's been a deep connection between horror fans and just the victims of these films, and it makes sense. And there's a lot of just you know, things you can take from the charisma and personality. So it's something where we really wanted to expand all these characters and make sure that they're fully voiced, and have these backstories as far as who they are, what their personalities are, what they would act like, so that we could then build off of that for what their options are for cosmetics that we'll obviously get into, as well as what they're doing in the single player, where they are, what they're up to at any given point when Michael's encountering them. So it's something that was really exciting to expand on the already kind of list of legacy characters into something where we made more of these 1978 people that live in this town of Haddonfield. So it was very exciting to craft that, as well as then go into detail of all the gameplay aspects, which there's so much more to we'll dive into over time. But we've already mentioned character characters will have traits, little things that give them uniqueness over each other and what they're doing, as well as attributes that are built towards the characters themselves. There's been a lot of just kind of, you know, you can look at the gameplay if you see what's happening and see all the places and guess kind of the direction each of these characters are going to go. When someone excels at repairing things, or someone excels at just talking to people and interacting, some people might not excel at those things. So we really want to do a nice push and pull that also gave characters people could connect with and have fun with, because part of this is a very social game. It's about interacting with each other. It's about interacting with other people, and then ultimately watching these people die. And sometimes those screams are just a little bit more enjoyable when you know the people that are behind them.
Oh, that's one of my favorite things about this game, is just running through the streets of Haddonfield and then just hearing a scream in the distance, and then wondering whether or not, like, oh no, is that my squad mate? Somebody I love is getting murdered right now.
It's eerie, but it's so crucial to that experience, and I've loved it so far.
Yeah, I'm glad you reiterated on that, because yeah, we have touched on the fact that there will be unique reasons from a gameplay standpoint to choose these characters. But as you touched on, we also understand that people really connect to the looks and the personalities of these characters. So I think that combination of the story mode into multiplayer will really give a great view of like who these people are, and give players opportunities to get in there and role play their own little horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing we haven't really touched on at this stage is we have introduced you to these 10 and 12 civilian characters, but we've only shown you their default multiplayer appearances, which means we haven't really shown the community how they look in the single player story mode, which is notably different. Jordan, what do you think? Should we show off some of these
Yes,
alternate looks for these characters?
You're gonna go to do it without my approval.
You're damn right I am. So first up, we have Rachel Callahan in all her goth glory here. Oh yeah, I mean, I know Rachel is a fan favorite. A lot of people in the community have, you know, gravitated towards Rachel, and I get it. She is awesome. Up next, we have Marcus Navarro strutting his, ooh, look at that, his badass biker gear. He's looking good. He's got the tore up jeans. Stoked about that. And last but certainly not least, we have an iconic movie look for Annie here. Oh, yeah, look at that! Look at that shawl! Look at that shawl!
An important
So
shawl.
yeah, we are very excited about the customization, the alternate outfits, all the ways players can express themselves in Halloween the game. One thing I wanted to kind of touch base with the community on is kind of like our approach, considering the fact that we are in Halloween 1. Things are based on the original film. That means we're set in the 70s. What's our team's approach to respecting that period, respecting the IP, but also giving players, you know, freedom to dress as they wish?
Yeah, I mean that's a big part of just these characters in general, is trying to find and exist in a realm of reality of this Haddonfield back in 1978, while really leaning into what makes each of their backstories unique. What kind of things are they up to on a daily basis, and kind of emulated in the same way we see the babysitters from the movie and kind of what they're up to. So we wanted to lean into that, but also we've got a lot of effort into making sure that everything aligns, you know, in a grounded space around this time period. But there's also just expression, and we want to make sure that there's a very nice balance that moving forward, and everything that you'll see moving forward in the other outfits. You know, this is obviously just a taste, where other characters will get similar. So it's gonna be fun, and a lot of the things that we'll put will make sense for the characters to wear in the time frame and period.
Yeah, a lot of people have asked like what the scope of customization is, so we did want to touch on the things that you can customize. So obviously there will be alternate outfits. You'll also be able to customize civilians' hair, their eyewear, and their makeup and blemishes as well, which is very exciting. So, you know, in addition to these looks, there are multiple looks for all the civilians the players can chase down, which is exciting. So you will have a lot of opportunities to really change the way these characters look in really meaningful ways. But it's not just all about the civilians, all right? We got our boy Michael, the star of the show, arguably, and we did want to touch on some of the ways you can customize the appearance of Michael Myers. We have shown
Look at
smaller
that.
glimpses of these skins.
Okay.
But we have
That's a little fire.
a look at 2 cosmetics that you can earn in game for Michael Myers.
Fire.
Right here we have the Sam Hain Michael looking badass and ready for bloodshed here.
Okay.
And we also have little clown Michael.
No, y'all didn't put the clown in here.
So yeah, there's going to be ways. Again, Michael has a very iconic look. That mask is legendary, but there are going to be some really cool things that you can chase down. You know, I hate to be a tease, but we do have some looks I think fans of the original film are going to be incredibly stoked about at launch. So look forward to more. Unfortunately, for some of that, we're not really going to show you.
Clown mask is iconic.
I'm just going to tease you for now. Before we dive into the multiplayer segment, I did want to call out that we will be touching on some of the other items that players can unlock and earn outside of alternate outfits in the stream as well. So stick around. But for now, let's talk some multiplayer. We've shown off all the amazing looks you can bring into multiplayer, but I think it's important we dive into the core multiplayer mode for Halloween the game. And we've dropped a multiplayer overview, and we did our best to kind of showcase what makes this game unique and special. But there are so many pieces to this game, Jordan, that I feel like
Jack Nicholson.
You really need to hammer on, you know, what's the unique hook with Halloween the game as a studio that's been in the asymmetrical horror space for quite some time now?
Yeah, I mean, I love the idea of being able to explore this genre more, because the asymmetrical games that we've made and the asymmetrical games that exist, I feel it's really just scratching the surface, and the opportunities that there are there, especially with just the capabilities of our time now and the technology. There's just so much more to explore. So it's been very fun to really lean into all the pieces that we've learned in the past that we designed and structured this game around to make it unique. I believe the what we've done with Michael and who he is as a killer role in this is so impactful to what this game offers, and the abilities, you know, the shape jump obviously being a huge one, is being able to give players the opportunity to be the drivers of jump scares, and being able to sneak up and truly surprise and freak people out. It's something that happened very early on as a goal for us to establish, but we really worked hard to make sure that when we went to PAX and we started actually seeing people dive in, that we were witnessing it, and it came forward there too. And the people that have seen a lot of the footage of just more shape jump, you start to see where it becomes a very skilled, unique process to get it in and around and in front of people, around them, getting to different places to stalk. It just creates a very unique experience that is constantly driving forward the tension of the match. And we just continue in playtest to see these amazing moments take place, and they're never quite the same because of then the additional layers of this sandbox as a whole. Having these NPCs enters this entire new realm of possibility that gives players more to feed on, as far as just boosting approaching them in a way that they're now beefing you up to fight on and score more points and wreak more havoc in Haddonfield. But they're also very much reactive to both sides. So there's a lot that can be done with where you're saving NPCs and trying to stay connected with them to get them out of the maps, while Michael is chasing you all down and breaking you up and catching your friends. And there's just so much uniqueness that comes from that combination. And like you said, there's a cocktail of just so many other things that just add those layers upon layers of possibility to encounters. So it becomes a nice consistent loop that also evolves expands into a lot of different crazy situations. So there's so much there that's been happening, and that will continue to happen once we go live. And I'm so excited to see all the different things people do, and all the different ways that we can continue to improve this even. So it's been fun to continue this asymmetrical genre forward, and I look forward to exploring even more of what that means. Yeah, I think that's the biggest things right there.
Yeah, and I think for us, the proof of concept has been a lot of our internal playtests where we have people who've played for hundreds and hundreds of hours getting in there and scaring each other and having those moments where Michael just gets the